Today on Locked On Rockies, the Colorado Rockies should absolutely 110% get a one-year deal done with Cody Bellinger.
You are Locked On Rockies, your daily Colorado Rockies podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Rock on Rockies fans, welcome into the Locked On Rockies podcast for today, the 21st day of November in the year 2022. I am your host of the Locked On Rockies podcast, Paul Holden, your Rockies fan extraordinaire, bringing you your daily Colorado Rockies talk right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where you can find your team every day. And if your team is the Colorado Rockies, well, you are in the right place, because that's what we do each and every day here on the Locked On Rockies podcast, is talk about the Colorado Rockies. And we do that with you live in the live chat. We stream all of our episodes free on the Locked On Rockies YouTube channel. You can subscribe, you can pop into the live chat, you can ask your questions and have them answered live right here on the show by me, your Rockies fan extraordinaire. Been following this team my entire life and bringing you your daily Colorado Rockies talk here for a little over 2 seasons now. And of course, my name is Paul Holden. Good afternoon to you, Nicholas, a longtime listener here of the show. He's in the live chat. You can come hang out with him all the time when we are streaming the episodes live. Today on the Locked On Rockies podcast, the big news over the weekend was Cody Bellinger becomes a free agent. And then it comes out today, or I think yesterday, I can't remember when it was, that he is looking for a one-year deal. Obviously, it makes sense. Bellinger is looking to prove himself and looking to bank on that, this bounce-back year, into a bigger payday next year. And this is a slam dunk for the Colorado Rockies. It really, truly is. Cody Bellinger, yes, has been bad in terms of what he's been doing, but he has a higher WAR than 3 of the Rockies' starting outfielders right now. And that doesn't include Chris Bryant. I'm talking about Rockies outfielders that were in the outfield every day. You could most likely count on these 3 being in the outfield until later on, when Sean Bouchard and younger guys came up and took over. Cody Bellinger, yes, and we'll go over his numbers, but if we're going by Baseball Reference WAR, he has a higher WAR than Jonathan Daza, just barely. The interesting wrinkle right there is just barely. Jonathan Daza finishes at 1.1. Bellinger finishes at 1.2. He's higher than Randall Grichuk, who finished the season at 0.3. And he's higher than Charlie Blackmon, who finished the season at negative 0.2. Now, the big difference, however, here, when you're going to look at Bellinger compared to those Rockies players, is that offensive line, that is really brutal. I mean, it really bad. 210, he finishes the year, 504 at-bats. He goes 210 with 19 home runs, 68 RBIs in OBP of 265, a slugging of 389, an OPS of 654, and an OPS plus of 78. Not really that flashy. I mean, that batting average, that on-base percentage is really abysmal. Same with that slugging. But I wonder if you could go to a place that's friendly for hitters, needs a place that needs an elite center field glove, and maybe you needed to go to a place that you can inflate some stats maybe and get some opportunities. Colorado is literally the perfect place for this to happen. He can go and help the Rockies and be as great as he is on defense, and then come in and retool his swing. All of the Rockies are going to be in a position of retooling the offense. They're all hoping for something new. There's a new hitting coach coming in, someone from outside the Rockies organization that worked hand in hand with one of the best offenses in baseball last year. Yes, the Yankees have multiple hitting coaches, but one of the hitting coaches from one of the best offenses in baseball is coming here to Colorado. It's a friendly place to hit, and it's not anything new. Cody Bellinger doesn't have to come to Colorado or come to Coors Field and be blown away or be really that baffled about what it takes to play here, because he's done it a bunch. He's already played a significant amount of baseball at altitude and in Coors Field. When you're looking at the possible benefits of the Bellinger deal, and say he leaves after a deal, say you do sign Cody Bellinger to 1 year and he comes And it's great. He bounces back. The Rockies maybe are still not that great, but he bounces back himself. The Rockies went after and would be running an outfield of two MVPs, two champions, two people that have gotten the job done in center and left field, and you have multiple options in right field. And what we'll talk about here a little bit later, it also opens up some interesting possibilities for what you could do with some pieces on the roster to beef up your bullpen, to do some stuff with the trade to get more effective arms into your bullpen. A 1-year fix-it deal for Cody Bellinger with where the Rockies are at right now, perfect. Because what you do, yes, Cody Bellinger takes time away from possible prospects. And the one thing we've talked about a lot here right now is getting your prospects playing time. But he's also Cody freaking Bellinger. This is a guy that was an MVP not that long ago. This is a guy that was a rookie of the year not that long ago. This is a guy hitting his prime. And if he can help the Rockies, and if the combination of Cody Bellinger and Chris Bryant help the Colorado Rockies in this new balanced schedule and benefit from the fact that they have some exciting future, they will be in a good spot because you're buying more time for Zach Veen to develop. You're buying more time and you're free. I mean, you basically are saying, hey, right field, we can go with some interesting options. We can play Bouchard, we can play Grichuk, and you could play Daza there. Daza can still even play center, but it also opens up to, you could package Jonathan Daza up in a trade to go play. Teams would be interested in Jonathan Daza. And with Jonathan Daza right now, what happens if Bouchard plays well this year and Veen continues to scream through the system? And while Daza has